G'day guys, Commo John here, mate. 7 p.m. Queensland time, mate. I'm just going to do a quick one, mate. I want to talk about this Craig Kelly and a few things surrounding that, mate. Okay, everyone out there has seen what Kelly has said about Rick Bosey by twisting his words, right? By twisting his words that Rick expressed in the green room and then coming out with a big smear. Okay, I want to go through a few things. Look, Craig Kelly is owned by Clive Palmer. He's owned by Clive Palmer. Okay, and Palmer owns Kelly, and then you have Tricky, Onigs, and Hoodie, right? And Hoodie, right? That he owns, right? Now he probably owns others as well that I haven't quite put my finger on, but you get my drift. That is the faction in there, right? Okay, so we are dealing with factions, right? Now, I know lots about factions, mate, inside of politics, inside the old Communist, Labor Party, Liberal Party. Factions, mate, are rife, right? So I understand all this stuff intimately, intimately. Okay, now, Kelly's come out, mate, and called Bosey, right? A lunatic, he's crazy, and really fucking gone after him to belittle him. And now he's crossed the line in the sand again by saying that he's a World Economic stooge, Klaus Schwab stooge, and all this sort of stuff. And, probably a fucking Freemason or something. You get me? It's projection. It's projection. But the point I want to raise is this, right? Look, I don't know about anyone out there, mate, how you feel. I mean, I know that nearly everyone on my channel, mate, and the feedback I'm getting, mate, people just fucking, they can't believe this clown. They can't believe this clown, right? But the point I want to raise is this, mate. Look, never, right, in my experience, mate, never. All the people I know, mate, look, let's make this assumption. Let's say Rick was crazy. Let's say he was damaged. Let's just assume that he's not. He's not. We all know that, right? Okay, I'm not trying to, venture and make any fucking silly comments on this, right? But let's say he was crazy, right? And I have met ex-servicemen, right, who have been badly damaged, man, badly damaged, and they've got deep psychological scars, mate. Okay, and they're not well, and the chances are they're never going to be well. Okay, now, I don't know about you, mate, but I would never, ever smear and call an ex-serviceman, no matter who they were, no matter what, and particularly if an ex-serviceman has served in active duty, as Rick has, right, I would never smear them and start belittling them and call him crazy. And then when you go into the chat room of Craig Kelly, right, and look at all of his groupies in there, mate, and look at what they're saying about Rick, mate. I mean, he's a fucking, an idiot, a loony, a fucking stupid, fucking liar, all this sort of stuff, right? Look, I'm telling you now, everyone out there, I never would ever, if I had a problem with an ex-serviceman, mate, a serviceman who served in active duty, mate, I mean, sure, I would tell him, no, I don't agree with that. I would certainly, tell him, listen, no, you can't be doing that, or that's wrong, or whatever. But I'll tell you now, mate, never, I or anyone else I know, mate, would ever start belittling them and putting shit on them and fucking, mate, they hate our diggers. They hate our diggers, mate. They hate them. They hate them. They think they're fucking just, you got to understand, it's the billionaire class. It's the billionaire class, mate, who are, tied into, the central bankers, right? Okay, and you know who they are. And they're the ones that start these wars. We all know they're all fucking wars are engineered. I mean, they're not organic, and they're all meant to kill us off, right? So they start these fucking wars. I mean, Gina Rinehart's crew, all of her billionaire fucking mates, Clive Palmer's billionaire class. I mean, I'm not saying Gina personally or Clive personally, but all of that circle, mate. They start these wars. They profit from these wars. They buy businesses that feed into the wars to make money out of it all, right? Okay. And then when our soldiers come home badly damaged, mate, and psychologically scarred beyond comprehension, right, then to have fucking Craig Kelly, Palmer's fucking, protege there, then smear them, laugh at them, ridicule them, belittle them, right? I mean, it stinks. It fucking stinks of Freemasonry. They hate us, folks. They hate us. These Freemasons in these positions, these big, these big fucking, groups up there, mate. They see us as just being fucking useful idiots, mate. Useful idiots, mate. They see us as being useless eaters. I mean, look at Prince Charles and all this shit, mate. And they sneer at us. They sneer at us. They fucking laugh in our faces. And then, when you see Craig Kelly come after Bosey, mate, if you remove Bosey out of the picture and put someone else in that's been damaged, right? Now, I have, right now, I've got a friend of mine, okay? He saved my life. He saved my fucking life 2 years ago in the floods, okay? His name is Nathan. I'm not going to say anything more about him because, he doesn't want the attention. And another tremendous guy up in the Samford Valley. I've just had a mental block. I've forgotten his name off the top of my head. But they come up the river in after this major floods, mate. I was abandoned. I was fucked. And Nathan, this good friend of mine, he spent 20 years in the Australian Army and 6 years in the Navy, and he's deeply scarred, mate. He's not a well man, not a well man, mate. And defence, medical, they send him to psychs, they drug him out, they fucking do all this shit to him. He's never going to be well unless I can get him out of their clutches. It's like Big Pharma on steroids because he's got a gold card. He's got a gold card, unlimited fucking money, and they milk it. They milk it beyond comprehension. And I'm just saying to everyone out there, mate, he's a bit of a kook, this guy, mate. But he saved my fucking life, and I owe him fucking big heaps. And I'll tell you what, mate, for any person to refer to our serving and ex-serving diggers, mate, who've seen frontline, war action, okay, some of them might be fucking crazy. Some of them might be fucking mad. I'm fucking mad, I know that. Bosey's not mad, he's not crazy. I mean, he's a smart cookie. He's a tactician, he's a smart cookie. And, but for, if you take Rick out of the fucking equation and I put my friend in there and listen to people like Kelly, who's never served anyone but himself. He serves himself, mate, his own interests. And I put my mate in there and listen to fucking people like Kelly saying, you're fucking sneering at him. You're mad, you're a fruitcake, all this sort of stuff, mate. It makes me fucking sick. Makes me sick. I don't know about you, mate, but I'm proud of our officers that come out of the Royal Military College Duntroon. I'm proud of them. But I'm not just proud of them, mate. I'm proud of our corporals and our privates and our fucking shit kickers as well. Because the officers, mate, wouldn't fucking have a latrine or a toilet to fucking shit in if they didn't have a fucking digger out there to fucking put it together for them, or a transport trucker or whatever. I'm proud of our military people, folks. I mean that. They have been slaughtered in their hundreds of thousands, mate. I mean, people talk about these French fucking protesters and all the rest of it, and why won't Australia and all this sort of stuff, mate. Why don't you go over there and look at that little town where the school kids get out every day and hold the Australian flag out and say, we love Australia. Because on the Western Front in the World War One, mate, our diggers freed their town from the Nazi occupiers. They love us. They love us. They love our country. They don't look at us as being bludgers and fucking piss weak. They think we're fucking warriors, man. We sent them over our best. Don't you worry, mate. Them fucking French protesters over there would have nothing, if it wasn't for the Australian fucking servicemen who freed them. Freedom. They're only fucking protesting over there and fucking getting their country because we gave it to them. We gave it back to them. I'm fucking proud of our fucking military people, mate, and I mean really proud of them. And there's French fucking people over there who love our fucking military. They sing songs. The school kids sing songs. They write poems. They send fucking cards over. We will never forget the Australians. Never. Ever. So fuck you, Kelly. Fuck you. All of you bastards, all your groupies, you fucking intellectual pygmies, you piss ants. You fucking microscopic fucking nobodies. Nobodies. And to the people of France, go. We gave you your country back. It was us, the Australians. We fought on the Western Front and we sacrificed for your country. You take it off the fucking bankers. Take it off Macron. And you, Craig Kelly, and all your fucking Liberal Party cunt mates, fuck off. And tell Clive Palmer the same. Fat cunt. Thanks.